Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. No, today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I forgot the iPad over there on the desk, so I'm going to get it set up really quick. I was working on tutorial stuff, so let me see if I can find myself. There we are, maybe. There we go. Okay, now I'm here. All right. If you are here, make sure that you say hello in the comments. Make sure you also give the thumbs up, and then also let me or share my video as well. That really does help my business. So hello, Deb. How are you? I know it's a little different tonight with it being a Tuesday, but yesterday we had our trunk or treat meeting for church, and so I just wasn't sure what time we would get done. And I just felt it was easier to move it to today. So let's get started. I'm going to put you guys down onto the that I can show you all the things that we are doing tonight. We are going to be playing with the Peace on Earth, and we've got a couple products that we created for a team event that another demonstrator and I actually came together and did. But it was something that Stampin' Up! Put on for us, and so we were able to use their ideas. I changed one of them around a little bit, so we'll see. But let me go ahead and turn you guys down to the table and move all of my lights around so that you can actually see everything. All right. You know, I gotta fix this. Make sure I'm straight. I think that's pretty close. Not sure I can get any closer. All right. Hello, Marcia. How are you? All right. So, paper share. Paper share is today. It's the last day to register for paper share. So if you are wanting paper share, make sure that you register. There's a link in the description of this video. Stampin' Up! Was running behind on getting orders out, and usually I rush things because I don't like to wait, but I didn't. I forgot. So I'm still waiting for my order. I'm hoping it will be here at some point this week. It says it has now shipped. So we will see. I know they have caught up since when I placed the order for this. So like an order I did on Sunday afternoon shipped today as well. So the paper share, as soon as I get it in, I will get those shipped out if you have already ordered. But if you still want to get in, you still have today. Don't forget to join Stampin' Up! For World Card Making Day. This is a free crafting event. There is a kit you can purchase if you want. It is not required. You can sit there and watch along as they craft. And that's the QR code for that, so you can order it, and that's directly to my website. So feel free to order that kit if you'd like, but make sure that you do join in for the World Card Making Day. Okay, I got 3 more things. And then we're gonna move on. Hello, Deborah. This is my Spooktacular. Forgive this. We had a little extra fun on Saturday in class, and I got some water on it. So, Spooktacular class to go. You have till this Friday to register for it. The cost is $50. It includes... The $50 includes a pack of the iridescent treat bags, the embellishments, the ribbon, the full pack of designer series paper. You get 6 make and takes, 4 of which are cards, 2 of which are cute little treats. Now, the great thing is because you get a whole pack of these iridescent bags, you will have a ton of designer series paper left. So you will have plenty of paper in order to create these. These bags fit 2 of the Snickers pumpkin. This has Reese, the little thin Reese cups, but it does also fit one of the Reese pumpkins. So know that. It uses the bundle Spooky Halloween. It's a great bundle. You can add this on as well. So, and it is at cost. All right, so that's the Halloween class. Again, last day to order that is Friday. And then those will get shipped out by the 30th. I'm actually hoping to get them out before then. I have already started cutting for those of you who have ordered. So I'm hoping that I can get those out much quicker than the end of the month. Okay, next is Club. Club is last day to register for that is today. Here are 4 of the 6 cards. It uses the Cheers and Sips bundle, which looks like this. You can always add on the bundle at cost if you are interested in that. Club is a monthly subscription. Obviously, you can cancel anytime, but this month Club comes with a pack of these embellishments, a pack of the gold. This is like a gold and mesh ribbon. It's really pretty. I've really enjoyed working with it. And it also comes with a full pack of the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. Okay? All right. That's Club. $45. Gets you 6 make and takes plus the actual Stampin' Up! Products to create those minus the bundle. Again, you can add that bundle on for cost. Okay. One last thing, and then we're going to craft. Fall retreat to go. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year. If you don't know that and you haven't been following me for a long time, I love fall. I love the weather. I love the colors. I love the smells. It's a lot of outdoor stuff, and I just love it. As a matter of fact, the end of the month, we're going apple picking and pumpkin picking, I guess is what I can say, because we pick out a whole bunch of pumpkins to bring home too, from their little collection that they have, and I love it. So I just had to go all through that because I just love it so much. So it's one of my favorite things to do every year is the fall retreat. Fall retreat is $125. You actually will get, it's like right over $7 worth of products in the fall retreat. Actual like Stampin' Up! Products. It does not include the bundle, but the bundle is $36 to add on. It's at cost again, and it's called Beautiful Pumpkins. This is what we're using to create the cards. With the retreat, I'm going to show you some of the things that you're going to get. I decided I'm going to show you one card out of the 12 that I have made. This is one of them. So you're going to get a whole pack of this. It's called Christmas Greeting Mix and Match Specialty Cards and Envelopes. That's a mouthful. You'll get a full pack of this. It's got green as well as gold. I was pulling out to work on some bingo stuff now, so I had a full pack. You get a full pack of this linen thread. This is Old Olive and Early Espresso. You get a full pack of linen thread. You get a full pack of this mesh ribbon. You get 2 embellishments. I don't know where my other embellishments went. You get a full pack of, hold on, I'm pulling it out. You get a full pack of the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper because there are some really awesome patterns in this paper that are great for fall. Then you also get a full pack of the Gathering Together Designer Series paper. Okay, now I'm saying all that, there are also some other items that get included into the retreat. There's some other little like pillow gifts that have nothing to do with Stampin' Up, but have everything to do with crafting. So one of the things you get is a little basket that will kind of be the place that you can put all of your items while you're creating them. So that's always fun. And then there's some other little goodies and treats in there as well. So this is, again, something that I love doing is a retreat. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description of this video. So feel free to go and register. Okay, that's it. I know, that's a lot. So Stampin' Up, we're going to get to crafting now. So let me make sure that I've got all my little lights on here. So Stampin' Up did it's called Creativity Now, for demonstrators. And so a lady that I'm good friends with, who's also a demonstrator, we got our teams together, did a fun little event, and we made some of these cards at the event. So I thought, why not show these to you? And let's make a few. The first one is a very simple one. This is very easy to put together, and it's very easy to mass produce. So I highly recommend doing fun things like this, because not only is it very easy to put together, but it kind of makes the paper, it gives you a reason to show off all the paper and to use our designer series paper. Because how many of us do not use all of our designer series paper? That would be me. I like to hoard. I like to hoard a lot. So let's make this card. There is a blog post, so make sure that you go check that out, because it does have the measurements on there for you. All right, and again, this is a very, very simple card. Oh, we're gonna do, I have I got something on the back of that, so we're gonna flip that so that it cannot be seen. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our bone folder, give it a good burnish. All right, we are gonna take our designer series paper and we're gonna tear the end off. And this is gonna expose a little bit of white for us, which also gives it a little bit more, I think, prettiness. All right, so this we're gonna take and we're gonna rip off this side here. And I'm not being exact on it. I'm just kind of going with the flow. We don't have to be precise at all. Okay, and then we're gonna tear this side here too. All right, so now we've torn all three. Now, this piece here, we're gonna add a little bit of ink to. I'm gonna grab one of my grid papers down here. Take a blending brush, and I wanted to show you something. So this is using some cloud cover, and then this is using balmy blue. And actually, this might have been balmy blue too, but it's very light. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some cloud cover. I like the cloud cover ink because I think it is a lot lighter and it's not as like, I don't know, potent's the word that keeps coming to mind, but sometimes it's overbearing on a card when it's real dark. And so I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna just add some ink right over our designer series paper, and I'm just going to put it on one end. Okay, and then that one is done. Yeah, it was cloud cover. Look at that. Okay, and then I think that one's a little darker though. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one. This is just going to add a little bit to the flowers, and that's really it. To those stems, it's just going to make it a little darker on those stems. Okay, then we're going to take a piece of basic white and we're going to lightly blend on it. And sometimes it's hard to tell. I might have done the flower in balmy blue, but we're not. We're going to do it in some cloud cover. Balmy blue was a little weird with that card. So now I'm just kind of inking it here in the center because what I want on the piece that we're going to cut out is I want the white. I want it to be white up top. All right, so we've got it. Now I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine. And we're going to cut out this little sprig leafy item. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up so that only about half of it is in that blended area. Let's move it down just a little bit. And then we're going to cut it out. And I found it was easier to blend first on some basic white paper and then cut it out instead of the opposite way, because it is such a tiny little die, or skinny, I guess. Delicate. Maybe delicate's the right word. Delicate's probably the right word. Okay, so there we go. So then we've got some cloud cover, and it kind of blends up into the white. Okay, now let's start putting our card together. I'm going to kind of situate where I want the designer series paper. I'm going to take some Misty Moonlight. We're going to do with the deepest sympathy, because I need some sympathy cards, unfortunately. So we're going to ink that up, and then we're going to stamp it right there. Okay, and I think I have it crooked, but that's okay. We're going to make it work, because that is what I am good at. Now, you can do one of two things. You can either leave them flat, or you can pop them up. We're going to pop it up, because I love popping things up. So we're going to put 3 dimensionals. And we're going to just adhere it right here. Okay. Then we're going to flip this one over, and we're going to do 3 here. All right. And then do one more. And we're going to do 3. I'm going to put those in the trash. And then this is going to go up here. I'm going to kind of space it out like that. And then we're going to take our white one that we did. We're going to take some glue dots. And we're going to put a glue dot here. And maybe about halfway down. And then one more kind of toward the bottom. Okay, now, typically I would tell you to adhere it on top of itself, but you don't have to do that on this one, because this is going to be the bottom one. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to adhere it starting here. And so all I did was fold the top one. Then we're going to take this one and just put a glue dot at the top, on the top leaf. So this is our blended one. And then we're going to take that glue dot and fold it on top of itself. And then we're going to adhere it to that glue dot that is sticking out already. All right. And then that one is going to go right there on the edge, like that. Then we are going to take our little blues here, and we're going to take our take your pick tool. Where did I put it? There it is. We're going to use our pokey side for this, and we're going to add a bunch of little flowers. We're going to put on this side, since I put the sentiment so far over. Let's do a big one right here. And then let's do another little one right here. And I only did 3 on the first one, and I think that's going to work, but you know what? We're going to add some more. Why not, right? So let's do Let's do one there. And then let's add one more. And we're gonna do this one. We're gonna put that one down there. Okay. All right, so there is card number 1. Sometimes I add as I go along. That's always the fun thing. Okay, so I'm gonna set those aside. And we're kind of using the same color scheme because obviously with the class that Stampin' Up! Did, it all kind of went with the same thing. So this was one of the cards that they made, and I've changed this one just a little bit because this one unties like this, and it opens like this, which is really cool, except for you can never tie the bow back the same. So I have changed it a little bit to look like this, and it is literally a flip over, and we're gonna stamp on the back. I didn't on the sample, but we'll stamp on the back of this one. So it's literally the same thing. I just didn't have it so that you would open it. So it makes it real simple. This is also this layout, not necessarily this card because there's a lot of little pieces that you cut out, is good for like maybe swap cards, like if you do swap cards and have to do a lot of them, or Christmas cards or whatever. Okay, so we are gonna take our designer series paper and we're gonna attach it to a piece of thick basic white, and I'm gonna use liquid glue just for you, Deb. All right, so let's do a line across the top. And I guess that would be Deb Anderson. I probably need to specify that since we have a Deborah on here as well. Well, I mean, you're both Deborah. You know what I mean. All right, so we're going to attach that. And then I'm going to lightly squeeze it. Make sure I don't squish any glue out. Okay, we're going to flip that over. We're going to stamp it in a few minutes, but I'm going to set that aside for just a second. We are going to take our ribbon that is part of that suite, and we are going to wrap it around. Yes, it is your friend, Deb. It is your friend. It was not my friend there for a while again, but it seems to be okay for me right now. I don't know why. All right, so we are going to take this all the way to the edge, all the way to the edge. And when I mean all the way to the edge, I mean like hanging off the edge over there. And then we are going to tie a bow. I'm going to see if I can make it work. My fingers have not been working with me very well on bows. All right, and then we're gonna like tug on it a little bit so that it literally hangs off the edge. Okay, because we want to make sure that we have all the room to put the rest of it. And then we're gonna make this a little smaller. It doesn't need to be that large. There we go. And then we're going to give it tails down here. Okay. The next step that we are going to do is we are going to take this piece that I cut from the dies, and we're going to stamp Peace on Earth and Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to actually so that I don't knot off like I did on my sample. Sometimes it just happens that way. All right, we're gonna set that aside for a second. Actually, nope, we're gonna bring it back in. We're gonna let it dry though. We're gonna take some more liquid glue. And I will say liquid glue is your friend for this card. And this is because this one is a little bit smaller than the first. So what the liquid glue does is it allows you to kind of adjust to put it in the place that you want it to in proportion with your sentiment. So if you stamp it too high or you stamp it too low, whatever, still make it look great. Okay, since this is glimmer paper, we are gonna take our little dove here, and we're gonna put some liquid glue on our dove. And we're gonna, that was a little too much over there, but that's okay. And I put on this one a little straighter up. I think I'm gonna go down just a little bit. Maybe like this for this one. All right, and then let me find our little branch. There it is, right here. And this has adhesive sheets on the back. So we're gonna take that off. And then we're gonna, and we're gonna stick it right here. I'm putting it up under its mouth so it kind of looks like it's holding it. Like that. All right. Okay, now that that is there, we're gonna take our grid paper again. We're gonna take a little bit of that cloud cover. Now, you can't necessarily get cloud cover like this particular ink pad. What you can get is the refill, as well as buy a felt pad off of Amazon, and you can use that refill on it, and it is wonderful. I will say that I haven't had any issues with my pad, so I've still been using it and will probably continue to use it until maybe, you know, they say those problems will happen. All right, and I'm just running a little bit of ink over that sentiment. And that's just to kind of help it stand out a little bit more. All right, then once you do that, we are gonna take some dimensionals, and I'm gonna grab some different dimensionals. We have some adhesive sheets, and I am finding that with this, just with this one, because it's a little bit, with this ribbon being a little thicker, this is going to help to really secure and maintain it not being squashed in transit. So we're just going to use these. So we're going to put one up top. We're going to put one down below. We'll take off that backing. And then we're going to attach this. And we're going to attach it so that it's a little further down, and you can kind of see that outline of where the embossing folder was. Let me see if I can see that over the camera. All right, there we go. Now, this is going to go on our card front here, but let's stamp our sentiment on the back. We're going to do peace, love, and joy, which I think I put it back up by accident. I did. And we're going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it over that. I don't know what I got on the back of these card bases. Okay. So let's ink that up. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. I'm going to stamp that right there. Ta-da! Okay. Then we're going to flip this back over. We're going to flip this over. We're going to put more of these bigger pieces on here, just because it makes me feel better, I think. All right, and then I just need to cut two more. And we'll put that there. And this one there. All right, then we'll take off those backs. And Hello, Sharon. Yes, it is always better late than never. And then we're going to stick this on and we're going to do it closer to the right so that that bow fits in the envelope. And then we're going to move it up a little bit too. All right, so there we go. And then that is card number 2. All right, so let's pull this back in here. There we go. Those are our 2 cards from tonight. On Friday, I will have this video. I may not be live on Friday because I have a farmer's market on Saturday, as well as on Saturday, I'm heading to Aiken in the afternoon for a demo thing, and I've got to get my swaps done. But I may not go live, but I will have a video on this one as a walkthrough. So thank you, Deborah. So if you have any questions, let me know. Also, just make sure that you go over to the blog and check out all of the products used as well as the measurements for these. And just as an FYI, we will not have any live next week because the school has us working until on Monday for parent-teacher conferences. So I will not be home until, well, after that. And then I will be exhausted and have to get back up and be at school by 7 o'clock the next morning. So we will not have any live, but be on the lookout because I will have an ordering incentive plus a giveaway for those that order next week. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.